How many days in a row are we going to wear the same clothes?
As many as we need.
Welcome back to the Woods of Heart Show, guys. Today we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing for the last 2 weeks. So, Mike, hit the randomizer.
The randomizer.
Don't forget to leave your comments.
Randomize those topics.
Okay.
Don't forget to leave your comments below of topics that we should
relieve your
should
comments
do.
below.
The fuck are you doing? Carry on.
Relieve them. Today we're going to talk about plumbing stories.
Plumbing stories.
This one was specifically requested by Alex and somebody else because we heard that Greg has quite an interesting one at that.
What?
Was someone, someone mentioned that you had a bit of a battle with some appliances recently.
Yeah.
Last Saturday.
No, I never touched it. The dishwasher stopped draining, but I never touched the dishwasher. She's the one that fixed it.
Just tell the fucking story, Greg.
Well, I don't even know. There's not really much of a story. Nobody wants to hear this. Dishwasher stopped draining. The wife pulls it apart. She goes to the store and buys a snake, snakes it. It works now. End of story. Why did you think that was a bigger deal than it was? What's she been telling people? What did she tell you?
I guess maybe we need to call Jessica and get something here.
Oh.
So one of Jessica's other coworkers mentioned that we should talk about this. So I'm assuming that something else got said.
Yeah. Yeah, apparally it was a
If
bigger
it
deal
was,
than you
then
thought.
Apparently I need to have a chat with my wife when I get home.
Apparently you need to help your wife.
Well, no, because here's the thing. When it comes to something like that, I've made it very clear that I am not a handyman. I don't have any sweet clue how to fix something like that.
Why don't you teach an old dog new trick?
But here's my point. When the dishwasher broke, our friend Jeff, who is very much a handyman and does know what he's doing and is very good at that sort of thing, offered to come look at it for her, and she turned him down, saying that I would do it. I don't know the first clue about a dishwasher. I don't know how to...
Do you know how you learn? Do you know how you become capable?
You know what?
Step up.
I don't care to learn how to fix a dishwasher.
No, when it comes to, I guess, sort of plumbing stories, my favorite actually happened to a neighbor of mine when I was when I was in my old apartment. Because I remember I was sitting at home one day, I was off work, and I was just sort of relaxing, having a coffee, enjoying myself. And all I heard from another apartment is, "Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh no."
Were they having sex?
It won't stop, it won't stop. And I was like, what is happening?
If you're hearing that during sex, you got a problem.
and I got to hear somebody was just like, "Oh, there's all kinds of water coming out of the bathroom. Why is there water coming out?" And they were like, "Well, stop it." They're like, I can't get in there. And I was just like, in my, who knows?
Exactly.
Could have been the toilet. Could have been like they could have broke the faucet off. I would like to assume that it was the toilet and they were just in a panic and the water was just rushing at them. That was pretty funny. There was one unspoken one I remember you guys remember when Hurricane Arthur came through, right?
Sure, yeah.
And the power was out. Some people had no power for 8 days.
Yeah.
So what had happened was, I guess day 4 for us with no power, all of a sudden our water stopped working. And we're in town.
Sure.
When you're on city water, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So we're like, what the fuck? And we call up the landlord, and the landlord informed us that there was a woman who was feuding with them, and she didn't want to pay rent anymore, and she didn't want to be on a lease. And they weren't going to let her, so she got really pissed off, and in the middle of the night, clogged all her drains, turned on all the taps, and then left.
Oh.
So for 4 days, she left before the storm. So for 4 days, her taps are just running.
Non-stop.
And everything's plugged. So her apartment's just flooding, and eventually all the water damage and stuff, and one of the pipes burst.
Oh, jeez. That's not going to be cheap either when something like that happens.
No, and that's on them. And she was in the next building over, but they had to shut off all the water to get us going. But I mean, that was one of the major things. I don't know Fucking crazy people, man.
See, the house that I live in now, when we first moved in, it was all still being renovated. In fact, we moved in 2 days earlier than we were supposed to. But the landlord's like, yeah, a couple of guys can move in. I'm not done, really fixing everything up, right? Yeah. Anyway, so there was a leak in the bathtub upstairs that leaked into what's now my room. My buddy Justin was living there at the time. He was in that room. And someone was taking a shower upstairs, and he was just getting ready for the day downstairs. And after the water had filled up to a certain point upstairs, water started dripping down. But it started dripping down through the lights. Which, he's looking at that, he's like, that's not right. Yeah. There should be like something catching at her or something. Maybe I should turn the light bulb off. Anyway. Another guy had a problem with basically the closet, right? Just water coming in from the closet.
So when you go to hire a plumber and you call somebody up who's one of those sort of general fixers that has plumbing and electric written in their description, make sure that there's a space between those two words.
Plumbing, electric.
Basically, yeah. That's it. I have
plumbing.
I have friends who are plumbers. I have friends who are electricians. I have carpenter friends.
Do you have friends that like mold the two together? Apparently,
I do not. I mean, maybe Devin, but Devin's more of a drywall guy. So I have drywall guys. I could start up my own like contracting firm type thing. Get people to build houses. Exactly, right. I have a team of people that can build houses.
What do you bring to the table for them?
I manage them.
I know them.
I'm a good leader.
I mean, like, realistically, you could get a team of people together to build a house like that. People just working for them. Anyway.
That is typically how a house gets built.
So, I have one situation.
People do it. A team of people.
That I happened that was a complete disaster. The house that I live in was an architectural mess. Just problem after problem that my father ended up finding after trying to do renovations. And, this doesn't really apply to that. It just kind of speaks to the way that the house was built.
Yeah.
So, me and my mother and my sister come back from Taekwondo one night, and I step into the porch, and my feet are soaked. Like, there's like 2 inches of water. I'm like, this isn't good. And I look, and like there's wet, like the drywall is like starting to like flop and like kind of like waste away. I'm like, that's not good. So I punched through the drywall. Didn't really take much, but I punched through the drywall and like kind of get rid of it. And a copper pipe had burst. Like there's like this pinhole. I'm like, oh shit. So it's obviously just corroded as fuck, right? And so I'm like, I'm trying to like.
They don't even use copper anymore, do they?
They do.
It's all like PVC piping.
They do, but it's only in certain places, right? You can still use copper to fix copper and stuff.
I think it's just more because copper's so expensive now.
Yeah, that's what I was
to thinking. A point, yeah. So basically, it's this like pinhole is shooting out at me. I'm like, well, fuck. So we end up grabbing the shop vac, trying to vacuum up.
Stick it on.
So I'm like trying to plug the hole as much as I can. While my mom is trying to like, we tried duct tape, didn't work.
Tuck
tape. So we end up trying to duct tape. Even though it's in the name, duct tape. Not all that good at sealing ducts.
Well, like, not when it's wet.
Well, that's the thing, ducts. Right? Air ducts. So, anyway,
water ducts.
Like my mom's like trying to vacuum it up with the shop vac, and actually, it was originally called duct tape. Fun fact.
Go on.
Anyway, so she's trying to like vacuum it up. And I'm sitting here trying to plug the hole. I'm like, what the fuck do we do? Never occurred to us in the 2 hours of vacuuming up water to turn the fucking water off.
You stuck the vacuum up against the hole on the pipe, and you're like, surely...
Is that really what you did?
Absolutely.
Eventually we'll empty the pipe.
It was... it was just like... It was just...
It's going to stop at some point.
It was just
There's
dumb,
so
right?
much water in the world.
Not... At the three minds... And my mother is a very intelligent woman. She's a chemical technician by trade. Super smart.
She's not a plumber.
Not a plumber. And none of us, not me, not my mom, not my sister, decided to turn the water off. My father was at work and didn't come home till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're just like sitting here.
Would have turned the water off.
What the fuck?
And basically, he flicks the switch, like literally just flicks the switch for the pump to turn the water off, and it stopped long enough for him to be able to.
Oh, right. You guys would be on a well, so you'd have a pump.
We were on a wall, yeah.
So it's even easier to turn off.
Exactly, yeah. It was fucked. So, I mean, yeah. So, kind of a plumbing mishap. It took my father a little bit longer to fix it than what we thought, because he had to like replace like 4 pipes in conjunction with the whole thing, because it was one weird. Anyway, it was fucked.
It was all one piece.
Yeah, we've already determined you're not a plumber, so you're not going to be able to describe it properly.
It's a T junction. How about that?
Now you're just making sex symbols with your hands.
It was like a
Yeah.
It's like a, I don't know.
I'd love for you to go into Home Depot.
I need one of
I need
these.
one of these.
Can I help you find anything? And you're just like, oh, fucking like, yeah, you get it. And he's just like,
Sir, we don't do that here. Meet me in the back parking lot.
yeah, I get it, but I don't wanna. But no,
No, but you have to help me. Oh, okay.
well, fuck me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point.
One of the things, like, you ever have a plumbing mishap that doesn't involve water?
No.
Plumbing mishap that doesn't involve water.
So when we first moved into our first apartment, that was a dirty little apartment, right? And neighbors would put garbage out in the hallway. Instead of taking it out to the dumpster, they'd fill up the garbage and they'd just put it out in the hall.
I think
And
you've
then
told me
and
this
then they
story
would
before.
take it out later, but it would sit there, right? And eventually, fruit flies built up in the building. And what you don't know about fruit flies is that they like pipes. So
Yeah,
they
sewer
get down
flies,
they get down into the sink. And then I noticed that we have all these fruit flies that are just coming out of the sink, and I'm like, what the fuck are we supposed to do about this? Smash cut to me one day. I was in my boxers because
You were always in your boxers in that apartment.
yeah, but it was very hot at the time, and I felt gross if they got like on my clothes and stuff. And I found that they like fire, but fire kills them. But I didn't really have anything, so I had a wooden spoon, and I taped a wad of paper towel around the top, and I lit it on fire, and I would hold it above the pipe, and they were coming up and dying. But then, like, they would start to come up out of the pipe, so I had to like go around the room, and so I was like in my underwear, like,
How did you not burn the apartment down?
like taking them all out. Yeah. And that was literally like my experience with that. So that was kind of a plumbing nightmare. That's how I learned about fruit fly traps. It's also how I learned about complaining about your neighbors.
For me, the whole garbage thing, we actually, the exact same thing happened. We ended up with sewer flies because of it. But there was this, the people across the hall had garbage bags, one garbage bag specifically filled with some sort of fish oil byproduct, something or other. And it was sitting out in the hall, no shit, for 2.5 weeks. So basically,
Bet
it
that
left
smelled lovely.
it left a stain on the carpet for a month.
I
They had
would've-
to get professional steam cleaners to come
I
in.
would have
and,
thrown
like,
it out before it got to that point. Like I would have taken the liberty of taking that out.
That's like I tried to get near it. I started like gagging.
I'd have
Like, I
found out
couldn't.
what vehicle was theirs in the parking lot, and I would have put it in their trunk.
See, smells don't get to me that much. So not like that. I don't have a very weak stomach. But
Smells do bother me, but not.
Okay, we have to move on.
one of my
We have to move on
one of my
from this.
favorite plumbing nightmares was I grew up without a dishwasher.
Sure.
I had to hand wash all the dishes. So when we first moved out, we had a small dishwasher in our first apartment, which was weird because it had nothing else that was a luxury except this dishwasher.
Except for this watch.
Didn't know how to use it. Our friends.
Please tell me you put dish soap in it, like that you would use to
So
normally do the dishes.
so my mother-in-law gives us this liquid soap, and she said, "Oh, it's for the dishwasher." It wasn't for the dishwasher. So I was like, I fill up the little thing for it, and then I close it, and then I come back later on, and there's just foam and water all over because it like clogged up
Yep.
and foamed out, and it exploded, and here I am on the floor, back to me in my boxers on the floor, because I didn't want to get all wet and soapy, and I'm like sitting there with a cup, like scooping suds and like putting it up into the.
See, it's funny you
sink.
should say that. I don't know if you realize it, but you can now get little packets of dish soap that look like the ones that you put in a dishwasher.
Yeah.
But it's just actual dish soap that you would
So it's like a bath bomb for dishes.
for doing dishes. Because I noticed someone on Facebook post recently
Oh, wow.
that they thought they got what was tablets
Dishwasher.
for their dishwasher,
Yeah.
and it wasn't, and they didn't notice, and then it's just a picture of just suds everywhere coming out of the front of the dishwasher.
That's fucked up.
So yeah, note to Mike, make sure you read the packaging.
So for dishwashers,
Yeah.
we had a dishwasher growing up pretty much, from day one.
Oh yeah, you're young enough that it's.
So the same dishwasher has been in
place.
that house for 15 years, right? At this point, or at the point of the story, and so we noticed that the dishwasher would start backing up, and the sink in the kitchen would start to fill up, like almost to the top, like it was like almost like overflowing,
ours
right?
did that too.
So,
It's because it's attached to the same drain as the sink. So,
So-
if it's plugged beneath, it'll go up.
and that's the problem. So we ended up, me and Dad ended up finding it, and of course we had a drop ceiling at that point, and the pipes were above the drop ceiling. It's like fuck. So we're like going bang, ding, 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 tunk. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so that's where it starts. Tunk.
Were you
Tunk,
hitting
tunk,
it, or
tunk.
were you just walking around going bing, ding, 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 ding?
No, we're hitting it.
They were just going ding, ding, ding.
We're hitting it.
ding,
It's
ding.
like, tunk.
Tunk,
Anyway,
tunk,
basically,
tunk, tunk.
there was a 15-foot section of pipe completely clogged with like this black grease. We found out. So Dad goes and he like just goes in with a hacksaw, cuts in like halfway between where this big section was. Nothing comes out. It should be filled with at least a little bit of water, right, to drain off. Nothing comes out. He's like poking. He's like, ew. It's like this like thick. So he ended up. We're like, well, how the fuck are we gonna get out of there? He's like, all right, well, how about I cut this end and we blow in it? So we did that. Not a damn thing. It's like, that's fucking weird. So he's like, well, fuck this. So he ended up curling this like.
What is it with you with just wanting to put everything in your mouth?
I said my dad did. Fuck off.
Oh, so you get
I'm
it
not
from
that
your
dumb.
dad. That's
Anyway.
what I'm talking about.
So anyway, he ended up making
I
this
wonder
like.
how much a plumber would charge for a good blowjob on your on your pipe.
We never found out. We did that
about
shit on our own.
350.
Well, I don't know. My dad just did it for free, so
So he ended up making this. He didn't have a snake, or he couldn't find the snake, right? So he's like, well, fuck.
so
Yeah.
they called it.
Yeah.
Chase the snake.
Anyway, so he ended up getting like making this curling thing, like it's like curled at one end, and it's just a long pipe that he stuck in,
So what
pulled
you're
it
saying
out
is he made his own snake.
to a point. Yeah, it was like janky as fuck, and it was like totally inefficient. It was just a piss off, right? So we're sitting there trying to like scrape this gunk.
You didn't have a coat hanger?
No, apparently not. Apparently we didn't think of that. Anyway, so like this black grease is coming out. I'm trying not to throw up in like this 10-gallon bucket that we have. It's just like 2 hours.
That's a weak stomach,
I
eh?
noticed.
For certain things, yeah, it's just not good. It's just okay. Stop it.
Grease.
Grease. Anyway,
Okay, what
it's
the?
like 2 hours of like scraping this grease out, and
What
it's
the
just
fuck
fucked.
are you guys putting in your down your drains?
That's what I was just about
That's
to
what I was
ask.
thinking. Like it's like this is 15 years of someone putting something in this drain. What the fuck? Yeah.
I can't even think of what like it could be. Like,
I mean, unless people are like
Like
just pouring, unless someone in the
bacon
house is just
grease?
pouring bacon grease down, like maybe that's what it was.
but
'cause
that,
that
would be
would do it.
white.
You'd
that
think,
wouldn't be
yeah.
black.
Well, it would start off white, but when enough other crap goes down the drain, it would start looking black.
True.
And the longer it sat there, and it started to mold and get all festery and so
It wasn't good.
terrible.
Furry
It would
and
start to
tangy.
ferment. It would start to smell.
The smell of it was
It
not
would
good.
get all gunky.
To be honest, the feel of it was worse than like worse than fucking Wendy's burgers.
trying to make him gag, and he would.
Yeah, I'm going there. Yeah,
Okay.
I knew what you were trying to do. The face that you gave me was that sex face that you give everyone. I mean, what?
There's only one person I give my sex face to, and it's Michael.
And I'm right here. No, I don't know. I don't like. As somebody who has a wife with very thick hair, I have a lot of experience unplugging drains.
The very first day of this year, like we ended up getting new roommates. Of course, that everyone moved in. The very first day of living in that house, one of the roommates decided to shave his pubes and didn't remove them from the drain.
Not cool.
No, I'm like there's a lot of them there.
Yeah,
It was almost
to
impressive.
apologize about that. So.
That wasn't your roommate. It was Mike when he came over to visit. He decided to shave.
It was,
his pubes
it was an
before he
impressive.
left.
It was an impressive bunch of pubes. It was it was a
You should
lot.
have seen what
Well, yeah,
I
you
left.
seen the curls on
Takes
his
a lot
head?
of
That's nothing
self-control.
compared to the curls
you
down
should
there.
have seen what I left behind.
He's pretty bad. So that was something, but yeah, no, just like cleaning the hair out of the drain was a complete and utter nightmare.
That's why you got to get that instant plumber thing. I didn't think it would work, but it works.
It works really well.
Fucking
Yeah,
works.
no.
It smells bad, but it works.
Buckley's drain cleaner.
Buckley's does work.
Yeah, I love Buckley's. Lessons learned on that?
I'm not a plumber, and I will never ever claim to be a plumber, and I have no desire to be a plumber. That's my lesson learned.
Turn off the water if you have a leaky pipe.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good lesson.
I don't know, lessons learned. Alex found out that you don't got to pay a plumber for a good blowjob, and Greg needs to learn that you got to be a handyman to get a handy, man.
Thanks for watching that episode of the Words Are Hard show, guys. Make sure to leave your comments down below with more topics that we can use in the future. Don't forget to like and share this video. Check out all of our social media in the links below. We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have Google+, we have Instagram. We also have a shirt store. You can buy shirts with our faces on them. You can buy mugs. You can buy handbags. We just want to see our faces on some shit. Don't forget to click the link right here to subscribe. Don't forget to click the link between them to check out our previous video. And yeah, thanks for watching.